Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the last game of the regular season here of the North American LCS in 2014. You're gearing up for our 5th and final LCS match, Cloud9 versus Counter Logic Gaming. Now with EG's amazing upset over LMQ, Cloud9 are poised to take first place if they can get the win right here.
Yeah, Freak, first place is pretty much Cloud9's to lose. They've been playing really well lately, though, and they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They have not finished in any position other than first place since they've joined the LCS. So you better believe that they are going to bring everything they've got to this match to defend their place at the top of the standings.
See, they can do it. If you look at the teams that Cloud9 have struggled against this split, they bear a striking resemblance to the CLG sub-squad in that, on paper, they look like an easy win. They just aren't.
Yeah, we have seen CLG's brand of wild play. It's been very effective at keeping teams off balance and creating that chaos. And each game, they've gotten closer and closer to picking up that win and making the 1-3 dream very real. With all that important information, though, I mean, they've got one win. It would actually keep them from dropping into 6th place for CLG there. Or actually,
They dropped to 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, Curse and CLG are going to be quarterfinal opponents. Basically, if CLG win, they get side choice.
Yeah.
That's
and as CutiePie said, that's extremely important because you could practice for having a specific strategy on that side. If you don't know what side your opponent's going to give you, then it makes it a bit harder for you to prepare for playoffs.
We've even seen teams choose red side and kind of throw their opponents for a loop as well. So got to see what comes up in the games. Guys, going to check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, we have Cloud9. Balls in the top lane, Meteos in the jungle, High in mid, Sneaky on AD carry, and Lemonation on support.
And on the red side, it's Counter Logic Gaming. Up top, Nien in the jungle, Think Card, mid, Hotshot, AD carry, Chaos, and support, Baby.
So we'll be getting ourselves into champ select in a little bit, and it's a storyline I've heard a couple times throughout the day now. Which teams are playing early aggressive jungle players, which ones aren't. So CLG, I believe, have 3 first bloods in 3 games. Curse got 4 first bloods in 4 games, and they actually had a pretty good run overall on the week. Curse can finish 4th if CLG can't win this game.
Yeah, I mean, taking the time to go for one of those early ganks, it definitely depends on the circumstances of each game, too.
Sure.
So it's not like you can typecast every jungler and say, oh, this guy's always very passive, this guy's always very aggressive. There's definitely differences that can come up in each game.
Absolutely it can. I just know Cloud9 is a team that has given up some of those early kills before in CLG. This one, a team that's happy to try to take those advantages. Hotshot GG Zillion is banned away, the first of the North American LCS, as is his Syndra. So C9 say, focus Hotshot.
I was waiting for one team to do this, because all the teams are like, oh yeah, it's so difficult, we can't practice against CLG or we can't prepare for CLG at all. It's very easy to ban out Hotshot. He only plays 4 champions within the last 4 months. And one of them is Xerath, who is banned right now, permabanned. And those are the other 3.
Yes, they
are. So
this
is all 4 of Hotshot's champions that he has played in any recent games, even in solo queue.
Yeah.
We'll see what he comes up with next.
Well, you know what's funny about that as well? Is it's not that hard to scout. You type in their name in the League of Legends client, and then just click match history. It's right there for you in the very first place.
What you do, though, when you do this is you leave up those picks for everybody else. Nien, Gragas, Think Card, Evelynn.
Oh, sure.
We'll see which ones they value most. Nidalee, though, I guess you can even sort of consider that a Hotshot ban, just for old time's sake, if for nothing else.
You just pull it back out anyway. I mean, we saw Gragas, especially for players like Kerp, be brought back into the mid lane as full AP. I've seen some full AP mid-Nidalees. I think Hotshot can go back for it. But Ball's going to make the choice now on the first pick for Cloud9. He's lost 2 of his top laners, and Lemonation's lost his Morgana here. And Gragas is still left open, stealing that from the end.
That's going to do a lot for Balls in the top lane. He's definitely a guy who likes to take a champion who's strong in lane and hit you over the head with it over and over again. Gragas right now, one of the premier lane bullies in the top lane. And with Nidalee banned out, there's not a lot of answers. So we'll have to see what Nien decides to go with this time around, because Nien has had such a good LCS reappearance so far. He's been performing very well. We'll see what they decide to go with. They do have an Evelynn available, and that always helps out your lane, just to have a jungler that's completely invisible. Thinkard also had a good performance on Lee Sin, though.
He's going to pull the inverse. Everyone else is invisible to him. And I'm going to look at Tristana here for Chaos, first pick of any AD carry, and Chaos is going to want another one of these resetting Yordles. The long range, the hyper carry power, think cards Lee Sin, definitely scary.
Yeah, Chaos was talking about how he really wanted Tristana yesterday for the last game, and he did get it. This time around as well, it's going to be a pretty big deal for him, but whenever one of them is not banned between Tristan and Cog, it definitely decreases the value first picking one of those.
Well, Cloud9 can get their half of their winning combo of Cog Morgana. They're so happy to grab, of course. Lemon won't get Morg, but they say Sneaky basically makes his own determination. What did he carry on play this game? It's like this one. And we're like, all right, we'll lock it in.
You should let him decide because he has been pretty much the most consistent player on the entire team during the split. And he has performed game in and game out, win or lose.
Cloud9 had spent almost the entire split between 1 and 3 games away from first place. For the first time, I think literally the first time, C9 can finally take that for themselves. Sole possession here.
Holy moly.
I got his Yasuo, by the way.
Yeah, this is a side benefit. If you decide to target ban somebody and you don't ban out a bunch of the very strong champions at the top, and your opponent decides to try and just ban quote-unquote OPs, there's no way they can cover all the bases with only 3 bans. So you gain the advantage of target banning someone, plus there's a whole bunch of OPs left on you when it comes back to your pick, even on blue side, and they lock in the beastly combo, Braum and Yasuo. That is an amazing team fight right there. Yep. So already they've got strong lanes, they've got balls on a champion he really likes, high on a champion he definitely prefers. Looking pretty good for Cloud9 so far, but CLG are very happy with their first picks as well, as to be expected.
But they're going to take some time to decide what they want on Hotshot GG here in the mid lane. Aurelia comes in for Nien. There's the Thresh for Baby. Yep, there's the Kog'Maw, no surprise. And Meteos has prized Elise. So no out of the ordinary picks for Cloud9. They got very largely what they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. This is, like we said, when you target ban somebody, we have the top 2 junglers in this game. We have the top 2 AD carry picks in this game. No surprises really there across the board. The question was, what will Hotshot use when all of his champions are banned out? Well, the question has been answered.
Yes, it has. So now it's time to see if Cloud9 lucks run out or not. They need this win to get themselves first place.
See, that kind of worked. It would work way better if they had just won a game.
That's fair.
They haven't actually had any luck really to begin with, but I like it. Maybe you could have went with get lucky or get
you gotta use the word luck to make it work.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Anyways, I like the effort, Freak.
Thank you.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, it's right next to yours. It's a good place to be.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Cloud9, all right, they've got the Gragas Yasuo, though. They are one of the best, if not the best, team fighting teams in North America. They've got a comp very much built around it. And Meteos, he wants to play as a control jungler. That's been his goal this split, to keep people down. Well, ThinkCard's had 3 first bloods in 3 games. Can you keep ThinkCard down?
This, right now, when you have a bunch of guys who have not played together in a long time, and then the team Cloud9, who's basically the most coordinated North American LCS team.
Yeah.
It's very scary to give both of those teams exactly what they want, because Cloud9, I feel like they can utilize a blank slate and getting whatever they want a little bit better. We'll have to see how they execute, though, because CLG have surprised everybody so far in the first few matches.
We'll see if CLG can thrive in the chaos. As this match begins, let's total up the votes to see which team you guys at home are picking to win. And according to LOLesports.com, finally, some of you guys are saying that CLG is not going to win. 65% go to Cloud9 here.
If you disagree with that, though, you can continue to vote. As always, just hit us up on LOE Esports or at LOE Esports. Use the hashtag C9win or CLGwin. And man, even just the Gragas, Braum, Yasuo, first 3 picks of Cloud9 look devastating for a team fight here, because Gragas will come out of lane very healthy. We'll see what Nien can do this time around on that Aurelia.
And of course, other teams should take notice. Cloud9 again. Their team fighting so darn strong, and when you consider the other teams in the playoffs, there's notes to be taken here. This will be another Yasuo we see. We saw Curse's Yasuo not long ago. Voibe did great on that one.
So, Freak, we were talking about doing research on how easy it is. Looked up Hotshot's recent solo queue. 30 minutes ago, he was in solo queue, and he was playing Lux. So Hotshot was expecting to get banned out.
He's warmed up.
Yeah.
He's ready.
And he had a good score. 3, 6, and 24. I guess that's a pretty good score. That's a lot of assists. He wasn't getting the last hits.
It's fine. Unless it gets better next patch. Well, it's on live, but next patch, according to Tournament Realm, have an AP ratio on that passive. So this is just base damage passive Lux.
Yeah.
Ignite Lux actually is interesting because she's so long range you don't typically get that spell out on people.
Ignite, yeah.
Yeah, but against Yasuo, I guess you'll be in melee range a lot.
Well, we talked about it last game, and I was like, okay, so the reason we've seen so many of these assassins fall off is because of exhaust, in large part due to exhaust. And the thing is, you still have to take exhaust if you want to counter these guys, especially Yasuo, who pops up on your screen right in the middle, very easy to exhaust. It's a very bold move not to take exhaust versus Yasuo team, especially one that has Braum on it, who's very good at setting up Yasuo. But we'll see if it pays off. Hotshot, maybe he'll get that kill, the last few ticks of damage that he needs on someone diving him with Ignite instead.
We'll see if Hotshot can find that. Of course, these shields from Lux are pretty darn strong. You get 2 of them if you time them correctly and keep his team afloat. Meteos is going to start red, but that is going to be noted by CLG.
Yeah, likewise. Pretty much mirror starts here for both teams. Both junglers' positions have been given away. I do want to elaborate a little bit more, though, on the first 3 picks from Cloud9. Just the reason why I say it's so strong with those 3 is sort of the drawback to Gragas after the rework was they figured it was going to be a drawback because he has to get into the fight now to brawl and to actually do his damage. And since everybody's going to build this heavy AP Gragas, you can take him down because he's melee. But if you have Braum and Yasuo, then he doesn't have anything to worry about because everyone's going to be CC'd when he jumps in there, and he will kill someone in that amount of time. A Yasuo ult is plenty of time for Gragas to 100%. So at least one person, and then AoE everyone else down. So that combo, just those 3, could single-handedly destroy a team. Let's see how Hai can pull off Yasuo this time around, though. He had very, very strong performances previously.
Yeah, Hai's all been about champions that can get in the face, engage by yourself, and have the team follow you up high, the primary shot caller there. And if you can start things off, it's so much easier for his team to make all the right plays. Meteos finishes his 2 buffs, takes out some wolves. Think card looking mid.
Wow, just walks up into the point-blank wall. Let's see if Think Card can make a move and prey on Hai's aggressiveness. Hai, though, he's a very intelligent player. He often goes very aggressive before the 250 mark. And as soon as he hits that 2 minutes 50 seconds, he completely switches his style, which is definitely advisable if you don't have a ward to rely on. And as you've seen here, he went all in very early, switched it up to play defensively, and he avoided the gank. Balls does definitely have to have that sense right now too, though. His Trinket Ward is up and ready to place.
And now, Think Card, if he'd only snuck into the other brush, he wouldn't have gotten spotted, but now wants the way in with Nian. Nian does have a stun available.
And I say at best you can get the flash here.
With Balls' body slam, even still. Nian really wants this, though. Balls' body slams out.
Yeah.
All right, so Cloud9 playing around the early aggression of Think Card. Keep in mind, Meteos has been farming this whole time.
That's been the strategy that he's gone back to the last couple of games is hard farming. And it is basically banking on your laners being able to avoid these ganks. It's the style that Cloud9 used to play before Meteos decided he needed to switch and go super aggressive.
Well, now he's going aggressive inside the jungle, pushes Think Card around. That guy goes back out on the Meteos, though. And
he trades back perfectly. He was able to safeguard away before Elise actually connected with the spider form Q, avoiding the damage. And that's the reason he went back in to even up that trade.
Speaking of avoiding damage, Hai cannot dodge some of these light bindings now, and Hotshot getting his way back in. But Hotshot down 15 minions in this lane so far. Hook on a sneaky, though. Kaox getting some damage down. Elimination walks up and says, "Don't you dare."
Yeah, whenever Cloud9 get their hands on this Kog'Maw, they play pretty aggressively early, and especially with a Braum here versus the Thresh. They're definitely looking to push him in, keep him on the back foot. It's working out well for them so far. Good early use of the Targons by Lemon to help that happen.
Nian gets some pretty good damage now. He did take the barrel, though. 10 seconds still on the dash. He can't go back in.
once again, Yen performing very well. And this is basically North America's best top laner here, Balls. Has been for a very long time. And Yen comes out once again with strong early performance.
And there's the recall from Gragas. He does not seem to be able to quite afford a big item, though. So double Doran's Ruby Crystal. Balls itemizing pretty heavily for the laning phase. High. Back in the lane, full health with Hot Shot.
Thing is, Gragas doesn't really buy a single. Whoa! Yen didn't go back!
Backed yet. 1 second on body slam. It's up. Lands it. There's the kill. Nicely done. Balls the solo kill.
Balls showing why he is the #1 North American top lane. But man, I really thought Yen was already safe and back right now. Stuck around a little bit too long to clean up the wave, I think. Maybe we'll get a replay on that. But the thing is, I was going to say, Gragas doesn't really buy one big item when he goes back since he looks for the Rod of Ages early. If he can wait all the way to a Catalyst, then it's pretty good because you get the extra sustain for lane. But he's not going to be sad about... Whoa, Yen was just in lane, actually. He had not gone back.
And the barrel still hit despite his flash. That made it very easy for Balls.
Freak, that cannon minion wave will get you every time.
Yep.
I think he really wanted to secure the cannon minion wave before returning, and he pays for his hubris. You could have just gone back and teleported to lane. You would have been in time for a cannon minion.
I think he want to hit an item break point. You see he's got double Doran's Blade Longsword.
Yeah, that might
be wanted.
Yeah, it might be it.
Unfortunate for Nien. He has plenty of attack damage, but Balls just went back to base and bought a Catalyst off that. He already walked back, and now he's lane dominant.
Yeah, but there
Nation.
he is. This is, according to Cloud9's game plan, though, this is how they always used to run. Meteos has been hard farming. Balls gets an early lead. Expect some moves from Meteos off the top side of the map now. This is where they take their small lead and they just punish you with it over and over. Deep Vision probably going to come soon for Cloud9 on that top side of the jungle so that Balls can continue to punish Nien and grow that lead. We'll see where Meteos' next destination is, though. Dragon is available, and we are at the point of the game where if you show top too often, then your opponents can take that dragon. They can force it down there. It does depend a lot on the state of your bottom lane.
Yeah.
And since neither of them have gone back, it's fairly even.
Hacha wants to clear mid, though. High takes a little bit of damage, doesn't care too much. And there's the blue wave attempt. So Hotshot wave clears to free him up for the blue. He walks by a ward while doing so, though, which means they know Think Card's bottom side right now.
And what do you know? Meteos is counter jungling on the other side of the map. He's got plenty of intel on Think Card's position. Best thing to do when trying to be a better jungler is always think to yourself where your enemy is. Looks like they're looking for some action in mid here.
High wants to defend the pink ward. Think Card,
he hit the cocoon.
Feel like they win the 2-on-1, but now the 2-on-2 as Meteos shows up with double buffs. Of course, High doesn't need him. Think Card takes the ward out and hops right onto safety with his trinket.
Positive move for CLG right there. Taking out a bit of that vision, chipping away at it, but they are still need to get some extra vision down around that top side so Nien doesn't get dove. Maybe they'll just rely on the threat of an answer dragon to hope that Meteos doesn't go top.
Maybe. We heard what Hotshot said about warding when he interviewed him earlier. He's like, yeah, I walked by and I killed a bunch of pink wards. It's like, I haven't even bought one yet. They haven't even got sweepers yet. CLG are not really denying vision this game.
You do kind of have to get in that habit, and it takes a little while to, if you're not used to switching out your trinket wards early, on your early returns.
Very true.
We'll see.
Takes a while to get good at competitive League of Legends.
They have also, in the previous games, relied on buying purely combat effectiveness and trying to fight their way out of bad situations.
True.
So the trade-off with vision is you don't want to spend too much money on it. You want to spend enough to be able to pick a fight and get the favorable fight for your team. CLG decide that they don't want to spend any, and they just want to get as much damage as they can, as many swords. Look, they're just trying to rack up as many swords as they can, so that when it does come down to the fight.
But KX isn't fitting in. His swords go up into the left.
Look at this, though.
Not thematic. Nien, though, gonna bait in, falls, knocks Nien into the fight. Maybe not quite what he wanted, because ThinkCard kicks him into the wall, takes him down in the brush, and finally ThinkCard gets his way in.
Definitely not what he wanted, but we actually see the reverse scenario here. Since ThinkCard decided to go up top. Can they win this 4-on-5? Since they have Elise, it's tanking for most of the dragon health. Hai should be able to zone this out.
Well, Nien could TP in as well. He's got enough health and mana. He's going to TP in actually right now. Hai goes the ulti. They don't get that in time. The dragon goes to C9. Nien's in the fight. Mito's forced to flash away. This battle has begun. KX tries to fight around the wind while Hai very low on health. Has to flash away. That's 2 flashes down. Elimination now has to make that a 3rd. That is 3 flashes for a dragon. But CLG are on the chase. Sneaky goes down. They find a kill for it.
Balls has no ulti, but he's on the back side here. Just wasted his ultimate pretty much. Or wasted his teleport, excuse me. Yeah, so they do get the dragon for 1 kill, and they exchange flashes. Probably the only big downside there was the usage of the teleport cooldown for...
Hey, they both did.
Not much gain. Yeah, but Nien, when his teleport, he was actually got in there for the fight.
Yeah,
he got something for it. Balls just kind of walked around the outside. I guess he held mid. So it was a cannon wave there. See how this zone out worked out for Hai. It's a pretty big reason why they were able to collapse back down here. And Hai goes back in, doesn't quite get baby. They all flash over the walls and almost escape until CLG make the call to follow up here and claim the AD carry.
You know, one thing that's interesting about Cloud9, because they're playing so safely, they're not typically getting ganked, they're not ganking much themselves, their summoner spells are always up, so if they do get caught in Dragon Pit, it's just a simple flash over the wall to keep them safe.
The same is true for their opponents, though, because Midos isn't doing that many ganks and he's hard farming. They get to flash over and follow you for the kill. However, Cloud9 got the dragon just in time before Nien was able to make it down there, so they do come out ahead on Global Gold. Priority objective acquired for Cloud9. They will have the timer. And look at the difference in vision just in the jungle as well, not even just down here in the side lane. Oh, flash into Hop!
Engage for KX, but Midos is around. They knock back a couple, but it's going to be KX forced to run away. Midos still on the chase with a red buff, slow onto Baby. The knockback from ThinkCard. 3-on-3 disengage, but Lux comes down. CLG could re-engage and get something here.
I like the intent there, using your AD carry as the initiation. Very Complexity X-esque. From KX, but he burns everything, and they didn't get a lot of damage onto Sneaky.
And it's going to be the easy wave clear for Hotshot on the end of it all. So ThinkCard, though, wants in onto Hai. Can he get anywhere useful? Gets the light binding in the back of the head. Hotshot's going to burst him out, and ThinkCard claims the 2nd kill. CLG up 3-1 in Champions.
Hotshot on his Lux, 101, is down a decent amount of CS. But he's got the kill score.
All right, I'm going to try again, Kobe.
Yeah.
You thought you could ban out Hotshot, but your Lux run out.
Hey, see? That's the exact one that I said, though.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you thought ahead.
All right. We'll see if they can continue down here bottom, though, because there still is that CS lead. And the long-time partnership of Sneaky and Lemon. The Cold War bottom lane is definitely showing up here.
Yeah, 15 CS lead, 2 tier 1 items done for Sneaky, the Sheen, and the Phage, and they've got some turret pressure as well. They've been under the turret most of the time here against CLG. And you're seeing Cloud9 just continue to slowly make their way through this game. They typically haven't needed champion kills to get their leads early.
No, they've got some extra territory to work with now, too. It looks like he's going to get the extra bottom turret and blanket this entire map in wards. We already kind of went over this, but the CLG squad, according to their origins in solo queue, have decided against extra warding. Whereas Cloud9 pour a lot of money into it, and Mido spends a lot of time timing his routes so that he can place his vision before the buffs do come up. So far, it has paid off for them.
And it was actually interesting to see at one point Meteos had gone Spirit Stone, Sight Stone against Thinkard, who had like a couple of longswords in there as well. Completely just didn't buy stats at all. They've since converged to the same build, basically. But their priorities were obviously very different. Both teams now hold double Sight Stone. And there's a push on in. The kick versus the body slam puts him in the basically the same place. And now Ball's trying to run away. Burns his flash, but the Q is going to land again for Thinkard. Ball's at about 500 health. One more body slam. They are going to chase. The Q lands again. Nien holds aggro. Thinkard's going to be safe as they walk on out.
See all those swords in action, Freak.
Yep.
The difference in style there is reflected in the difference in the scoreboard. The kills for CLG with all their swords, but the global gold for Cloud9 because of that dragon and turret.
Yeah. Sorry. I just felt like I wanted to
No, you're right.
Okay. I didn't want to steal your thunder. I apologize.
High's coming in to collapse here, though. Let's see if he can actually do anything. He's got a minion wave to work with for the chase.
Cutlass slow. Q's going to land. Tornado's there. Can Nien outplay it? Flashes the wall. High will not chase that one down.
Flash for his troubles, though.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing actually worth stating on this, though, is an outer turret is roughly worth about like 35 CS. And Cloud9's victories are largely actually because of their minion leads. Every single lane up in CS, they're winning on a lot of it because of individual skill, just out-farming their opponents.
As well as lane matchups, which I really want to point out right now because Nien's built early magic resist. This early cowl on Aurelia is specific to a magic opponent, so they switch high up there.
Lemonation kicked into the team. Pops guilty flash the way. Stand behind me's to a friend. Really says stand in front of me, though. He wants to get away. And the Lantern keeps Thinkard safe.
High's running down. He definitely wants to get there in time, but it's actually good vision control from CLG. They pop up their pink ward.
Ooh.
Who bought that?
Somebody's a team player. Hey, man, Baby's got one in inventory. He's helping out.
Do they have a one in the dragon? No, they don't have one in the dragon pit. Cloud9's got vision inside the pit, so CLG got to back off here. High has made it down in time for the party.
This Baby's pink ward. He bought two. He's got one in inventory still. So Baby, the god, buys vision for CLG. Alone in his quest.
They've got it inside the dragon pit now, and High's recalling. Yeah, they can't take advantage of the window, though. So we'll see. In that dragon pit, it would be dangerous. Braum ulti had been used, though, and it still has half the cooldown left.
There's a giant minion wave right now pushing into the top lane against CLG's turret. Cloud9 can use that knowing Nien's going up there. He has TP, but he's going to be in that lane by himself.
They definitely want to start a fight off down here. Cloud9, this is usually where Cloud9 likes to force the second fights, but it looks like they're just going to settle for catching out Baby. Kaox has his own jump.
There's the flash and the heal. Use the knockup on the Kaox. He's going to go down, maybe not. Box comes out. There's 2 kills picked up.
Can they sneak this dragon in time? They're trying to power it down.
Thinkard and Hotshot GG strong. He burns the ulti for it. Can he smite Q? Yes, he can. And now Thinkard forced to flash. His safeguards up. Hops to a ward. Who needs Hotshot?
And they live.
Wow. Counter Logic Gaming playing the scrappy game. Equalizing the dragons and still up in kills.
Look at the wards in that dragon pit, too. This bottom river by dragon is covered in wards from both teams now. All right, so they got the dragon out, but it probably will cost them a couple of objective trades here. Bottom turret's getting shoved, top turret's getting taken, mid turret's getting taken.
Nien's really low on this. He's got to be careful.
Time for the great escape.
He's setting up jumps.
What can he do?
He can jump to that minion, then reset. And he can jump back at some point.
Yeah, he's getting collapsed on, though.
Uh-oh. Good read by Balls. It's like, wait a second, he's the wrong target. Nien's slowed. His Q is not up for 8 seconds. Elimination is coming.
You know what he could have done right after that body slam? Instantly teleport, because Gragas doesn't have his ulti. But I don't know if they called that for him. No teleport used. He's gonna go.
He's still juking away. There's a body slam again. Here comes Elimination. The slow is on. He jumps one more time, but High claims the kill.
Yeah, if they had called the ultimate used by Gragas down in the bottom lane, then maybe right after that belly slam used.
But look at this from CLG, though. They just got top lane outer turret. They nearly took down mid lane outer as well, and they just grabbed the dragon. CLG are getting some objectives for themselves. Every single game they have played this week has been close.
They constantly are trying to press on all sides of the map, so even if somebody gets ganked and attacked, then they try and get something back for themselves. Not quite able to finish it off, but they definitely are doing their best. And this has been the story for most of the CLG games. They get a small disadvantage. They get behind a little bit in gold, but they do make it very close. 21 minutes in, they're only down 3K or so. Could turn if they're able to pick somebody off. Uh-oh, Baby though, he's in a bad spot.
He's got a hot shot around him though.
Cax comes to collapse for him as well. CLG, they're really looking to buy time for Tristana to get another item to go along with that Infinity Edge. They want to get a little bit more crit onto Chaox, because one item Kog'Maw definitely beats out one item Trist.
Definitely.
Especially if it's the Trinity Force first item.
Oh, ThinkCard goes in, knocks back Meteos. Hot Shuttle comes across, but ThinkCard goes down to Sneaky. The battle begins. Lemonation now in the front of everything. Baby falls as well high, getting a lot of damage down. Cocoon's not quite going to hit, but in the end is forced to run away. The flash body slam from Balls. The damage comes through. 3 kills for Cloud9.
Pretty big cleanup, and we saw that combo in action, devastating from Cloud9. Now they're going to take the middle, looks like the entire middle lane here. 10 seconds though, not very long death timers. And the wave, Lux is a pretty good wave clearing mid as well. Ah, good call then to switch. Push 2 lanes here for Cloud9. They occupy the wave clear mid, while send their AD carry down bottom to take out a turret.
Absolutely beautiful. And Sneak, you can see him layering in his spells every once in a while to get Trinity Force procs for more damage. He's rushing this down as fast as he can. Ulti comes out, not enough for Hot Shot. And down goes the turret, but here's the teleport in from Nien. Back down in Dragon Pit. Can they pick the fight high as far away?
It's going to be really close. He didn't gain a lot more distance.
Summoner Heal used. Nien slowed. Ooh, that was big, and there's a TP
Don't
for
do
Balls.
That, no!
Yeah. And cannot get anything for it.
They had made it away with the speed boost from Heal, so a teleport in to try and defend 4 vs 5 would have been ill-advised. Here we go, ThinkCard in onto Braum. Hard for him to get through Braum, and he kicks back Meteos, who just repels the ulti. So pretty much the initiation from CLG all goes to waste there. And Cloud9 do not waste their CC, able to devastate CLG.
So Cloud9 getting very far ahead now, up 7,000 gold. It's always about 20 minutes in, C9 says, you know what, let's start winning the game for real this time. And they always find some way to do a whole bunch. Now Nien gonna walk into high and Balls nearby, but ThinkCard's waiting in the wings. Can they bait and overcommit? Looks like yes. ThinkCard, oh, high turn just back around.
Hotshot was in the wings too, with his ultimate ready to fire. That would have been a good bait, but...
Oh dear, Nien goes down in midair, body slam.
They'll try again here? Whoa, that's pretty dangerous.
It's like King of the Hill.
Out.
Balls and high, like, okay, who's next?
That's not fair. You don't play King of the Hill 2 vs 1.
Uh-oh. Binding versus body. Balls loses that trade.
Will he try again? Looks like we do have Lemonation coming back in to support him. Plenty of wards down for Cloud9 in that red side jungle. We'll see the CLG collapse, though. At this point, it's going to be hard for CLG to claw their way back in. Really need to capitalize on some sort of misstep from Cloud9. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. Cloud9 make the call for that split push Yasuo. He's got his double items, his 2 dueling items. Once you complete that blade, Yasuo extremely scary in that lane alone. The small window here for CLG is that the bottom side where Yasuo is split pushing is the side that is more lightly warded. So they might be able to sneak somebody in there or go with somebody trying to lane gank and back up if they can bait high in. High's not going to take it though. Yeah, goes to place his own wards.
Yeah, he wanted Vision to spot out Lux. They were pretty light on wards getting into that one. And that's going to keep him safe.
Hotshot is going for flat spell penetration too, because there's not magic resist. A lot of magic resist built on Cloud9 yet, just Meteos, and he wants to avoid ulting Meteos anyway. Because of the repel, we've already seen him dodge it out. Uh-oh, Nien, no.
Wow, he's been trying to split push, but 0-4 and 3 keeps getting caught out. Lemonation forces the flash, and that will keep Nien safe. But suddenly, as soon as CLG gets behind, it's hard for them to play defense right now. It feels like they're still losing more and more gold as time goes on. It's almost a 9,000 deficit now.
Yeah, Cloud9 outplay LCS teams that have been practicing the whole split.
That's true.
On mid-game map movements. So for this team
Can't really hope
to
that
get
CLG
outplayed
does
with map movements and vision control, not that big of a deal.
It's true. But it does mean that Cloud9 are then not far away from securing their 3rd consecutive first place finish in the regular season.
I want to say, how funny is it that we play this whole crazy split of North American LCS where everyone's saying it's so different, it's so new, everybody's improving so much, it's such a close split, and we have Curse getting 4th and Cloud9 getting 1st.
No one is surprised.
Well, hey, they haven't got 1st yet. They're close.
Yeah.
They're
The
currently
game keeps going
winning the
this
game
way.
that they need to get 1st.
That's true, and it will push CLG down to 5th. Curse will have a really good last week run. Curse will have a really good last week run and end 4th place if this is a win for Cloud9 here.
Yeah, and we've been discussing, everyone's talking about how good Curse's record is against the teams that will actually be in the playoffs. And about the varying strategies they've used. I think that's the biggest point for Curse. All split long, we've talked about. This is one team, even though they did drop quite a few games, they have the most variation in the strategies that they pull out. And that's very, very, very good in best-of-5 situations.
Yeah, it is.
So it's an extra advantage, maybe, that Curse will be able to use.
You know what's funny about that, actually, is the spring split Curse, they had run like 15 different comps as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't work out. Like their Pope comps were really poorly executed. And they kept finding new things to play with. They finally found a few that do work. And Curse got that late season surge. Cloud9 playing his style as well. High, getting kicked around and blows up. Took a bunch of tries.
It looks like Nien is the new king of the hill then, Freak.
Yes, he is.
He's taking it back from Cloud9. Thinkard, he's had some every time he does go for these ganks, he's picked somebody off and they've gotten the kill. So his ganks have been converting. It's just the objective control that really has been the downfall of this CLG sub squad, which is not really a surprise for them.
But they're doing what they can to try to inch their way back in. Hotshot, the Morellonomicon into the Haunting guys. And some more AP and Magic Pen to follow suit soon. Of course, Cloud9 have to hide on the map for a while as they wait for High to come back. He's a pretty integral part of their team fights. And it gives CLG some time to remove wards. You can see once again, C9's vision pretty dark. Elimination actually by himself goes to check these brushes out. There's no way of telling if there's a Lux release in one of those brushes.
That is a fairly risky move. Cloud9 are confident that they've got CLG bottled up inside their base. They have a little bit of vision over there to try and see people on the exit, but it's always a risky move. People don't talk about enough how risky it is being a support. You go on these very dangerous spying missions to get intel for your team. Definitely helps to have that backup. Braum, though, is definitely a forgiving support.
Yes.
As we've seen many times.
Usually from Kiwi Kid.
Yeah, getting caught out and still surviving.
Yes, he does. Baits in like a perfect team fight. Shockwave comes out, they win the game.
Hotshot trying to poke him around there, keep that vision out of his jungle.
Missed.
Cloud9, though. The double wall composition. Every time you get Yasuo and Braum,
being Tristan in those games is annoying.
Very difficult.
Well, I'm just going to wait as the rapid fire time's out, and then I'll see you guys in 4 minutes when the walls go down.
It does kind of stunt CLG's endgame that they could have relied on there with very powerful endgame Tristana firing from the back lines. Well, two options for CLG to.
Yeah. The good thing for CLG is at least Lux ulti and just Aurelia in general go through those walls. So there, some of that can still go through the front line.
We'll see here, because it's 5 people.
Hot shot. 1 Q away from the knockup now. Can they get the kill? Gonna be a lot of damage down. Elimination claims the kill, and Hotshot caught out at the top tier 2. This will be the 6th turret now for Cloud9.
Knock another one down. That's the last outer turret. All that's left are inhibitor turrets for Cloud9 to break into this base. Hotshot down, 4 versus 5. They got balls split pushing mid.
Ooh, high hooked in. There comes the first wall down. Baby's gonna fall. Knockup's gonna hit Thinkard, and they're gonna begin the fight. KX though wants High to die. Can't quite do it though. Out goes Yasuo. The turret falls and Cloud9 running away. Nien flashes in, gets 1 kill. Gets a slow and a sneaky, but gets locked up immediately afterwards by the support squad. And that is another kill picked up for elimination. 2-0-7. The jump on in. KX tries to retreat, but Balls claims that kill. Now ThinkCard falls well. Hotshot GG back alive, but it's 4v1. I don't know
the world.
if that's going to really work for him. Inhibitor goes down at 30 minutes into the game. And Cloud9 move right down to the mid lane here. 20 seconds on most of the respawns. Down goes the turret. Do they stay for the inhibitor?
Pretty clean pickup there for Cloud9. Get 2 inhibitors. They will have very perfect timing of this spawn for their super minions. This large gold lead that they just got from all of those objectives up top too means that after they go purchase, they can make use of the vision they already laid. Their pre-laid plans will pay off very quickly here. Super minions will time themselves up at the CLG base right when they can go bait Baron or just take it. And there we go. This is even the 4-man squad. They don't even make the call for Balls to come until halfway through this fight. Balls is still taking down that mid turret.
Wow.
He's like, okay, Nian's gonna come kill high. Now it's time for him to roam up here. And he comes to clean both members. Nowhere for KX to go.
Bird of you flash for that one, just to make sure he died.
Balls wanted that big score line. Get the double kill bonus.
Nice, 5-2-4, a very offensive build. Rod of Ages into Lich Bane into Void Staff.
My favorite build, definitely, by far, on the top lane, Gragas.
Yeah. One thing I like about Gragas builds is Magic Pen has a above average priority because the percent health damage on W doesn't have an AP scaling. So if you want to kill a guy like a Maokai or like a Renekton or something who builds a lot of health, Magic Pen's your best way of killing him.
Yeah, Magic Pen really good on a lot of the champions that don't have the best scaling but good base damages. It's one of the reasons why you see a lot of the people build those champions tank first. But once they realize you can get that... Oh!
Ooh, KX has to jump away. Meteos might not get to chase someone down any farther, but the knockback on a baby and Hotshot GG, they don't get the Yasuo ulti. Yeah. Lantern keeps Hotshot safe.
Pretty sure that was the attempt there. Was for a combo with Hive. But he didn't pull the trigger quick enough, and they'll take the zone.
Speaking of zoning, Sneaky pushed KX into his base and made him burn Summoner Heal just with the Living Artillery. Cloud9 are going to start Baron here. 33 minutes into the game, Lemonation and Balls playing zone duties. They see ThinkCard.
Oh, it's gone for the Miracle Steal.
The knockup comes through. It is going through to Cloud9. There we go. Cloud9 get the Baron, they get the kill on the ThinkCard.
Just start with C. C9. 9. And they do get it. Hotshot with a good attempt there to try and laser it away. ThinkCard also sacrificed his life valiantly. But it looks like Cloud9 going to walk their way into the base for the epic finale of the North American Summer Split 2014.
Last game of the regular season. And here we go. Cloud9 to secure first place in the playoffs and knocking CLG down to 5th. Down goes Baby. They're up now. Second Nexus turret, but Balls falls as well. Nian in the mix. High gets a knock up onto Chaos, but there goes Nian. He wants to get the kill. GA pops, but down goes the Aurelia. Here comes the Nexus. 34-minute game. Cloud9 going to take up a couple of more wins at the end of the week, and they are going to be your #1 team heading into the playoffs of the North American LCS.
Whew. It has been an exciting Super Week.
It has been.
A lot of movement in the standings. Only to get back to Cloud9 being #1 yet again. 3 splits in a row. Just barely able to eke past LMQ.
You know a record I think they will break, though. They've gone undefeated in playoffs every time in the LCS as well. I feel like the competition this time around...
Drop at least a game.
I don't see how they 10-0 the playoff this time. Or 6-0, rather, I guess.
Definitely not.
But Cloud9 #1, well-deserved. They found their footing finally at the end of the split here. Surging above. CLG, they brought in a sub-squad. They want to regroup with Seraph over in Korea, practice up, be ready for the playoffs themselves. Their sub-squad did 0-4. That brought CLG down to 5th place here. They will not get side choice in almost any of their games in playoffs.
And everybody's going to be wondering, what will the squad look like when they return?
It's true. It's going to be a test, of course, as well. Curse making that surge as well. We didn't know who is going to even be 6th place? Will it be Curse?
Yeah.
Will it be Complexity? Will it be EG? Those are the 3 names. Actually, 6th place will be Dignitas. They fell down, had a really rough week themselves. Their only win, I believe, was this sub-squad of CLG.
They've had a rough month.
They really have. What,
on
2
a pretty
wins?
big downswing there.
Yeah, something like 2 wins in 12 games, whereas Cloud9's at 2 losses in 12 games. Very divergent season at the very end for these guys. Curse all the way up to 4th, though, is going to be a fun one, though. These guys did surge at the end. Like, all these teams have just moved around a lot by the end of it all. It's going to be fun playoffs. Well, I'm going to throw it down to Dash, who's standing by with the winners.
Thanks, Freak. Here with Cloud9's High. Well, High, here we are again. 3 splits in a row, regular season, 1st place. How does that feel?
It feels great, but it's kind of weird because this wasn't the normal CLG, so it's kind of like a weird feeling. I don't feel like we earned it as much, but I'll still take it, I guess.
All right, well, given that you have the 1st round bye, the teams that you might be playing in the semifinals are either CLG or Curse, as they're sitting in the 4-5 slots. So is there a little bit of hesitation going into that match, given the fact that you haven't seen CLG for a few weeks now?
So CLG is going to be a wild card when they come back. Obviously, we'll get to see them play against Curse, but if they just become super good, then it's bad for us because they go Korea, come back as Super Saiyans or something, just stomp us. That'd suck, but CLG is definitely a worry. And as far as Curse goes, we've never, ever had good scrim records for them. They've always done very well in that. So they're definitely both tough opponents for us.
All right, I also want to get your opinion on the Assassins that we've seen come back into the meta a little bit. We saw Zed get some play today, Talon yesterday and today. So just give me your thoughts on that.
I think Zed still has a place every once in a while. Like if there's a lot of mids banned and there's only a few left, say someone picks TF, you can pick Zed into that and it'll do well. As far as Talon goes, I think he's more of a solo queue pick than a competitive pick. Granted, he can work in LCS, but he's very good at capitalizing on people's mistakes. And when you're playing against top-tier teams, they don't make as many mistakes. So it's hard for Talon to snowball. But if he does snowball, he's definitely a monster, and you should definitely worry for him if he gets fed.
And what about that Lux that we saw Hotshot play? I know you guys did target all 3 of your bans, Adam, so he was kind of forced onto it. But Lux is going to be receiving a bit of a buff in the upcoming patch to her passive. So is it possible that we'll see her pop up in competitive play?
I hope so. Back when I played mid, way back like a year ago or something, when she was still popular, I played her a lot and I liked her a lot. So hopefully these buffs are enough to make her good again so people can start playing her. But I want Assassins back more than I want a Lux because I think that's more fun.
Fair enough. And my final question would be, history shows that you guys are perfect in the playoffs. You've yet to drop a game in playoffs. Are we going to see the same thing this time around?
I've got no idea, man. Time changes.
It's definitely going to be a very tough split this year, as we've seen through the games that have been played out so far. Well, I want to congratulate you on your summer split victory there with the team, and thank you for joining me right here on Rift Side. We're going to send it right back up to the guys to close out the day.
Yeah, cool. Dash, and of course, it's been fun for the players, it's been for us as commentators, the fans, of course, as well. Everyone taking pictures. I don't know what's up with the Gambit jersey. He's in the wrong country for this one, but
You gotta be a fan. There's a lot of people who started playing League really early who are big fans of Gambit, even to still, because they had such a long period where they were such a dominant team.
yeah, they innovated this style really heavily with sort of this full court press style. Your lane's all pushed that you can all jump into the enemy jungle, take your buffs away. It's been fun to see how the teams approach the game, how they approach things differently. The CLG sub-squad kind of aggression all over the place everywhere, and think card making plays as often as possible. Cloud9 playing a more mid-game focused game, saying let's play for objectives. And we're going to see, as well as we move towards Worlds, what the other regions bring up to the table.
The way this game has changed.
Yeah.
Even over just 3 splits. It seems like it's been way longer than just 3 splits of LCS.
Yeah.
But it really has. And we've even changed a lot. Did you go back and watch that first game of LCS?
I didn't go back and watch it. I just remember fanboying over CLG versus TSM.
Pretty
They didn't
different.
cut the mics yet when I said that, so people gave me some crap for that. But guys, it's been an incredibly exciting summer split, full of ups and downs, and for these teams as well. So let's take a look at how the teams are stacked up. In first place, for a 3rd split in a row, it is Cloud9.
LMQ takes 2nd, TSM grabs 3rd, and after that, of course, it is Curse who moves up to 4th, followed by CLG in 5th place.
That means Dignitas has now dropped down to 6th place, while EG pulled themselves up into 7th, and unfortunately in last place it is Complexity. And There were no ties, and we knew that when we got dressed this morning. We knew there weren't going to be any ties. We didn't wear any. Now, there were a ton of huge moves made this week by the teams themselves, so it was tough to narrow down our OP players, but with a huge effort, we've landed on 5 guys who stood out in their positions this week.
In the top lane, it's Balls. He brought his consistent top lane dominance to help his team go 3-1 this week and secure that first place for one more split.
This week's King of the Jungle is I Will Dominate. His Evelyn play and jungle pressure were critical in their 3-1 finish to locking down a playoff spot in 4th.
Then it's Voyboy, who had a huge week and gave the North American LCS its newest mid lane flavor of the week talent, playing him to great success.
Our OP AD carry is Alltech, who racked up a ton of kills and carried Evil Geniuses to their perfect 4-0 Super Week.
And of course, joining Alltech is his teammate and partner in crime, Crepo. He turned in an amazing performance this week, helping his team to make a phenomenal late season surge and overtake 7th place.
And the player who ran away with the MVP title this week, the final one, is Voyboy.
At the start of the week, Curse were in 6th place, and with Voyboy's MVP play, they leapfrogged all the way into 4th place, beating 2 teams. Voyboy really showed himself to be an innovator. He broke out that mid lane Tristana this split, and Talon, of course, for the first game ever in North American LCS.
And it's been absolutely great. Voyboy coming around this year as a converted top laner. He's been around many teams as well, leading Curse now to a
I remember back when he only played Ezreal.
Yeah.
And Chowster would give him a bunch of garbage because he would get Ezreal and build a Wriggles Lantern as a laner.
Ended up being incredibly broken, overpowered.
And they had to nerf it.
Yeah. It was like, I thought it was ludicrous back in the day, a couple seasons ago. And Voyboy,
old,
the smart dude.
We're old.
Man, there's even older things than that. Innovating Locket was even more broken. Well, as we gear up for the playoffs, here's how the bracket looks. Taking the first week bye, it'll be Cloud9 with the first seed, then LMQ with 2nd.
Which means that 3rd place, Team Solo Mid, will battle it out with 6th seed Dignitas in our first quarterfinal match. Then 4th seed Curse will face off against the 5th seed CLG. And if the playoffs are half as exciting as this last week, you will not want to miss a minute of the action. Gets underway with the European LCS kicking off their playoff quarterfinals with an all-new preview show on Thursday, August 7th at 4:30 p.m. Central European Summertime, 7:30 a.m. Pacific. Then the North American LCS playoffs kick off with Saturday, August 23rd at noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European Standard Time.
So be sure to check out lolesports.com for a complete schedule. But that's going to do it for us today. So for myself, Kobe, Riv, Jat, Dash, Zyrene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching, good night, and GG.
They look for Kez, they drop him down. Shockwave onto Robert Exley and try to shut it down. Bulldogs are trying to waltz it out there. He throws down the Zanyas, but he gets chompered immediately out of it. They cause Shifter to Zanyas right in the middle of that game. Moore gets it on the outside of a Matt Train's pulverized with the flash happening from Shifter, and they completely wipe out Dignitas.
If we win, bananas for everyone. Really? Everyone gets bananas.
The Banshees failed to be popped. It does. Here's Dyrus' teleport. They're diving. Oh my gosh! The health bars completely obliterated on the side of TSM.
They've already taken down Corki, and Helios is not done. He chases down Xiaowei Xiao, and he's going to say goodbye for that one. A couple of flashes, and now Moore's going to get eaten up alive by Alltech.
Not this game.
Let's go.
This game. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Boom. Yeah, let's do it.
And that is another kill picked up for Elimination, 2-0-7. The jump on in, KX tries to retreat, but Balls claims that kill.